Hello, welcome to my first vlog. My name's Juliao. I'm a fashion design student from California. Today we're going to be going to Tokyo. Every year for spring break I travel with my mom. Last year we did Paris, and the year before that we did the Philippines and Korea. I'm really excited to be traveling to Tokyo this time because it's been a while for me now and it's going to be cherry blossom season. The last time we saw cherry blossoms was in Korea about 2 years ago now, yeah. The last time I was in Tokyo was with my dad when I was a kid. He brought me to be in a group show alongside him and a bunch of other artists at the National Museum of Modern Art Tokyo in Tokyo. The title of the show was Emotional Drawing. My name's right there. It was a really fun trip, and I got to meet a lot of amazing artists who were also in the show, like Yoshitomo Nara, who I've been a big fan of since I was younger. So it was really cool to just be able to meet all these artists at such a young age and be in that space. So this upcoming Japan trip definitely has some big shoes to fill in terms of great memories. I probably won't film the flight portion of my travel just because I try to knock it out for all my plane rides. Does anybody else get like super terrible sinus pain when flying? Because my whole head hurts and my face starts hurting just from all like the air pressure when the plane is going for takeoff or for landing. Yeah, so I take a bunch of medicine and I do nasal sprays and I just try to sleep as soon as possible so I can avoid all of that pain. So fingers crossed on this trip that I don't have to deal with any of that. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys when I land in Tokyo. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. See ya. Hello, this is Julio from the future speaking. I was a bit too shy to record myself speaking in public on the trip, so I'm just gonna add my commentary now and do my voiceover, tell you what I did while I was there. We arrived in the afternoon at Haneda Airport. Luckily, I had no sinus pain on this trip. I fell asleep immediately, and I think I was only awake for like 4 hours of the trip in total. So, yeah, we took a cab from the airport to our hotel, and we're staying at the Hyatt Regency in Toronto Hills. The location was really nice because it was close by to a lot of things we were trying to check out. So we had a really pretty view of Tokyo Tower from our windows. After checking in, we dropped our bags off and headed out to do a little shopping in the area. Our first stop was Buli in Azabudai Hills, and if you know me, you know I love Buli. I love their perfumes. I love that you can get everything personalized with your name, either engraved on their products or handwritten in calligraphy. It's literally always like a stop, if not the first stop on all of my trips, since they don't have stores here in the US anymore. I literally went to the Buli in Paris a few times, the one in Korea, and the one in the Philippines. It's just super fun visiting their stores because they're all designed differently, so it's like a different experience every time. If I'm not mistaken, Japan actually has the most amount of Buli stores, so I'm definitely had to check out a few while I was there. So I moved my setup back to my bed just because it was getting a bit uncomfortable on the floor. So the next day we're headed out to Asakusa to check out the cherry blossoms. Our first stop was Sumida Park, where we saw a lot of beautiful trees in bloom along the riverside. There was a lot of people dressed in kimono in this area, which was the activity that we were set out to do for the day. The next morning, we headed out early to go to a temple out in Setagaya. This part of the trip was so relaxing and peaceful. It was so nice to get away from the crowds in the city and be able to have a calm day surrounded by nature and the sounds of birds. The Kotokuji temple is known for having tons and tons of maneki neko all along these two passages. They're honestly so cute, and a lot of videos I've seen of people visiting the temple seem to look over the entire property and say something like, oh, it's just two alleys with a bunch of cat statues. But honestly, visiting this place during cherry blossom season was so nice. They had quite a few cherry blossom trees and a few maple trees, and the garden was so well tended to. I definitely recommend stopping by this place for a serene and tranquil experience. After the temple, we headed back to the hotel to go get changed, and then we head off to some museums. We first head off to a museum that is part of the Tokyo Midtown complex. There was a good amount of cherry blossoms in this area as well, and it was really nice just walking around the parks. The first museum we visited was called 2121 Design Site, and it was founded by Issei Miyake and designed by Tadao Ando. The architecture of the building was really interesting. It kind of reminded me of our home back in the Philippines. The architect that designed our house actually had a similar design to this building, so I can see where he got his inspiration from. The exhibit itself was a little bit underwhelming, but I honestly should have just researched where the good exhibits were to begin with. The show was about ramen. Showcased a lot of ramen bowls from different ramen shops, and as well as a bunch of bowls designed by different artists. One thing I spotted while we were in the parks of this area was this silver being from afar that looked really familiar. It looked like a miniature version of these huge Tony Cragg sculptures that were at the Boboli Gardens, which was right behind my apartments when I was living in Italy. Upon further inspection, it was a Tony Cragg piece, which was a pleasant sight seeing something a bit nostalgic from a different time in my life. Next, we were off to Mori Art Museum, which was honestly also a bit disappointing in terms of exhibits. The show that was on while we were there, I believe, was about AI.
Oh, that's no.
It was a lot of digital art and a few installations. I captured a few of the pieces I thought were interesting, but I mostly came here for the gift shop, which I've seen online. They had a bunch of yoshitomo nara, stationery, prints, trays, books, puzzles, just everything, which was what I came for and ended up getting. After the museums, we headed back to Ginza to do a little bit of shopping. We ended up at Kindle, which is a secondhand designer shop. I ended up getting two things that I already own, but in different colors. I got this Acne Studios shirt, which I own in black, and these Margiela tabbies, which I also own in brown. I found pretty good deals at the store. I would say their stuff is pretty well priced. The Acne top I got was basically for a third of the retail price, and the tabbies I got were just under $300, which I would say is a pretty good steal. I was particularly looking for a beat up pair that I could just wear without worrying about creasing or getting them messed up, so I think the shopping we did today was definitely a success. Next, we ended up getting dinner in Daikanyama. We actually tried going to this place for dinner the previous night, but they required reservation, so we ended up getting a reservation in person for the following night. I wanted to eat at this izakaya the whole trip, and it's honestly the top place I wanted to eat while we were here. And I found out Yoshitomo Nara was a fan of this place and saw that his drawings were scattered all over the walls. I knew I had to visit. If you couldn't tell already by watching this video, I am quite the Yoshitomo Nara fanatic. The izakaya is called Tatemichiya. It had a punk rock vibe to it, and they were playing lots of good Japanese punk rock music. I kind of went in blindly with no expectation for the food, so I was actually quite surprised how much I enjoyed the food here a lot. They had a dried fish that you can grill yourself that was really delicious. They also had an avocado steak dish that came out on a hot plate that was really interesting. And their skewers were also so good. I almost ordered more, but then my mom offered me the rest of hers. After dinner, I wanted to check out the Buli in this area since I believe it was the first Japanese location for the brand. The interior was really interesting for the store. They juxtaposed half of the store's design based off the stores in Paris, so it was a bit more old-fashioned looking, and then it split down the middle with more of a futuristic vibe on the other side. I came looking for a gift for my friend as he asked for some buli specifically. I also came and got myself a lip balm engraved with my name, which is a really cute gift that I usually get people, and I realized I don't have mine anymore, so I decided to go and get myself one. After that, we call it a night and head back home. This day was honestly really good. I loved going to the temple and I loved going to the izakaya we went to today. So I started this vlog off with Buli, and I think I'm going to end it here at Buli as well. Please stay tuned for the second half of my Tokyo vlog, which I'll try to upload soon. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me so far. I do a lot more fun stuff in part 2, so please look forward to that as well. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know down below if you enjoyed any parts of this vlog, if you have any recommendations or suggestions for future videos. And I'll make sure to respond to any other comments and questions. Bye bye, see you next time. Bye bye. Goodbye.